Every time these two have met on Season 9, Anatan has taken the win. Every time he has been the dominant force, the best B can do is take a few chips at him, a game here or there. But we kick off Game 2 of this series with B in the lead. Heading into Prairie, in the orange, he will be manning Jeanne D'Arc. On the other side, Anatan taking to the roof. So we are going heavy into cavalry. And traditionally, this is a good matchup for Jeanne and French because their cav is just better. The transitional point is castle if Anatan can find it. Love this opening as well. Hunting cabin is kind of underrated on this map. You want to be going hunting cabin, even with the changes to the bounty system. You don't get gold from sniping them anymore. The big deal, though, is the amount of sheep on the map. It's very efficient because you build a hunting cabin to not sacrifice a villager production while still simultaneously getting access to that second scout on a map that has about 40 to 50 sheep, I want to say roughly. It's very high. Another cool thing about this play, actually, in this matchup, is if you sacrificed a villager to build a scout from your TC, then Jeanne would be balanced again. Because remember, when Jeanne goes level 2, you lose a villager as this civ. It's really painful for that reason. But by doing this scout play, like, there's no loss. And you can already see B understands the pain of that. I think Jeanne may be the one civ I can think of in the game that cannot go 2 scouts on Prairie because you just lose too much economy. That's kind of wild, isn't it? I'm surprised that never got changed with Jeanne. It does feel rough that you have to sacrifice an eco unit when your eco's still so small that it's, I'd say, like, what? You're probably sacrificing about a 5% rather share of your economy to get Jeanne. She can make villagers cheaper, sure, but even though she can make villagers cheaper, that doesn't make them produce quicker. You're still losing a villager permanently. So School of Cavalry coming in. Jeanne only to build it, so B wants that optimal timing. Okay, we've got more coming over now. I was about to say, I feel like the meta is settled and it's always 3 villagers now, one of them being Jeanne. We very rarely see the 1 build. Used to be that people loved that build because it got you an immediate level 2 Jeanne, but it feels too painful. You sacrifice a really good timing on your night spam, and it puts you behind. If you're wondering why no Chamber of Commerce, you're against Roos. Roos will have access to knights, or they'll rush horse archers. If you go trade, you die. And also, you know, that situation, if you want to protect trade, you have to wall it. Walling is difficult, man. I think Prairie is about to be an even harder map. Most players already struggle with the idea of walling this map in. It feels almost impossible with the new Season 9 nerfs. Walls now take 8 seconds instead of 4. Golden Gate's really cool to see come back, though. For a few different reasons, right? Kremlin lost some of its punch with its range and whatnot. The other big thing that I think mattered is Golden Gate just getting about, what was it, 15% increase rate to its ticket generation. Used to be 60 seconds, and now it's down to 50. So you have a lot more favorable trades to work with. This actually might be a Castle Rush Abbey of Trinity build. There's not much value in High Trade House, right? You can't get much of anything. And because he's played 3 scouts, he should have plenty of sheep. In fact, yeah, 23 sheep. Meanwhile, it is only 19 on the other side. I'm not sure if you want to go pro scouts here. It's definitely on the agenda. The only issue is your opponent should be building knights. They should be building Jeanne into a killing machine, and you're kind of coming out to be killed there. But there are enough deer dispersed across the map in these small pockets that makes it very hard for a French or Jeanne player at the beginning of the age to block you. I guess we'll get the moment of truth soon. Well, first of all, it's going to be a ball pull. Oh, I love this. Anatan getting as close as possible, and he pulls it to the tree line for the favorable hunting cabin placement. Yeah, nicely executed by Anatan. This deals with a lot of the threat of playing ball because he's just so much closer to his base. That was beautifully min-maxed as well. Not a scrape, not a scratch on any of these villages. This man's practiced that. Yeah, he's not like you, Farman. He doesn't do that and lose a scout and 2 villagers still. Farman's trying to figure out which one of my games has he watched now. So, first night is already on the way. Second one should be coming. Because of this board play, you don't have to go pro scouts now. The Winter Fortress isn't overkill absolutely required here. You're just too far away to make it back. Also, with this way of playing, Anatan could rush castle without going wheelbarrow. That's big. Other cool thing about Golden Gate that I really like here is that you can get your hands on the stone for castle turrets, which will make this impenetrable. It's a almost 2k HP outpost that will have +2 arrow damage to every shot. So every like 2 seconds, you're doing 16 more damage to whatever unit comes in range. Knights can't sustain under that pressure. It looks like he's already anticipating deer play. Yeah, B thought this was Pro Scouts. I can't think of any other reason you'd check the deer that far out. There's no way Anatan would play out there for free deer. It's not worth it. I mean, the berries might make it desirable to a certain degree, but Boar is so much closer, and you have the deer right next to it. So it almost feels like he was anticipating Pro Scouts, which would make sense when your opponent has free scouts like this. Ball's going to be pulled in, so B will be able to play off of that as well. Anatan, okay, mate. Going Steel Direct, yeah, this is 100% a 0-unit build into Fast Castle. And then you go Horse Archers. I love this. Jeanne hates Horse Archers, guys. She can't do anything against it. She just dies. She can't run away. She can't reach them. This is also why it's a bit weird to see Melee Jeanne here. I think, once again, it was the Pro Scouts' fault. There's another reason you'd want to go Melee Jeanne over Range Jeanne. It's surprising as well, because I don't feel like we've seen many Roost players trying to play Age 2 in this matchup. They're happy to just rush castle. Love that little detail from B. Remember, villagers nearby will build 33% faster. It's an aura that exudes from Jeanne. So he's utilizing that, leveraging it to get an outpost up quicker here, as there's nothing else you can do. And this is the depressing way to have to play Jeanne. Like, at this point, when you get a game like this, and I think we've all been there, or we've all watched someone be there at this point, when you get this type of game, you sit there and think, should I have just picked French? Because then I'd at least be getting more villagers. This is giving you nothing. We do have Pro Scouts on the way from B. I believe it's Pro Scouts anyway. Oh no, it's just he lost the Scouts, so this might just be GG. I'm trying to figure out what B's plan is from here. It's not clear. It's not clean. It's survive. Gold super exposed. Sort of. Yes, no. It's quite close. Admittedly, you aren't wrong that B should have been targeting this. It was his best opportunity. But for some reason, he never bothered. It would have at least forced a wooden fortress, which is 175 wood. They're insanely expensive, but this feels too late. Tech up's already on the way. And remember, Horse Archers don't require gold. They only need wood and food, of which Anatan still has plenty. This dude hasn't even touched the wood. You heard that correctly. He's been trading for wood from gold the entire time. This build is sick, man. Golden Gate is starting to wiggle its way back in, but I am seeing complete viability and actually a meta choice for Prairie. Just because of that efficient trade. What a cool build. And now I think we're going to see him lean across onto there, because at this point, you do actually want active wood gathering for the archers. It's back. Golden Gate, Abbey of Trinity, Castle Rush. I kind of missed it. I can't believe that. 3 years of a no-no kind of brings that back around, huh? Knights wasting their time chasing that scout is kind of pointless here. At least he's running away from the Horse Archer threat that is now coming. In the meantime, B starting to stockpile resources for his own age up here. Now, we did see Anatan versus Louis earlier today, where Anatan fast-castled and Louis had to come up from behind, but that was a very different game, remember. In that game, Louis was trading. B doesn't have any type of inflation to his economy. He doesn't even have faster village production. It's a cool tower, but at this stage, I'm not sure it matters. It's kind of annoying, right? Because Anatan doesn't have Ecotechs, and he would like to have Ecotechs. But he has double hunting cabin, trickling a little bit here or there. And he realistically doesn't need gold. It's nice for warrior monks, of course, but they are primarily, you know, they're pretty cheap. They're only 100 gold each. And the first warrior monk should be able to yoink easily. This does at least stop him trading gold for wood. which helps a little, but you're already seeing supplement that. I love the fact that Anatan built a lumber camp out here. He pivoted from boar gathering because he wanted the extra wood income. Damn, details like this, man. And love this as well. Remember, warrior monks can heal. So if you don't get the snipes on these horse archers, you're never getting it. And this is super effective against Jeanne. Jeanne is already a civ that hates fast castling. Add in the fact that there's healing, you're not getting XP because nothing's dying. More relics now looking to be pinched. Well, 2 knights are going to react, but that's a bad reaction because the horse archer count should be good enough to clean this up. Love the front lining. Scout able to block that. Unfortunately, a bit of a miss micro there. Anatan didn't get the kill. But do we have chivalry? We do. So they will start to get the boo-boos kiss better after a bit of a delay. I believe it's time for an age up. These should be well protected. Jeanne, in the meantime, has gone down. What was that dive? Kind of rough here. Knight's barely living. 2 more going to go down. Other side of this, horse archers begin to dive in. Now, the thing that's giving a state of execution here is the fact that B does have the outposts. However, he is over-leveraged right now. Too much food, too much gold, and still no age free. He's got to make a choice, and it looks like that choice is going to be Guildhall. A smart choice. You can't contest with Rural Institute here. Rural Institute is about knights. It's your lead play. But in this game, playing knights just loses you the game. Your opponent is a mile ahead. If you play knights in this, even with royal bloodlines, mass horse archers will just whittle you down, right? So you can either Congo line to death, or you can hunker down and just try to play for a later phase. You've got 8k gold safely near your base. You've got stone. You've got the berries nearby. You know, wood is a lacking factor, but food or wood can be made up for in a guild hall. And of course, consecration is padding him as well. Do horsemen count horse archers? They do indeed. But it's a little bit rough when you try to build feudal horsemen against horse archers. That doesn't tend to end well, so you at least need castle. The other problem with building horsemen is you've now skewed the amount of economy required to build units into food. And you don't have mass farms coming, right? You're actually in a game where you're down to just 8 sheep. That's the problem often with going horsemen, is horsemen is kind of a one-punch maneuver before you have farms, because they are so expensive to mass. So if you ever lose them once, game is over. And they're much easier to lose in those situations than knights. Nice, still not able to find enough here. I mean, it's 4 worker kills so far in total. Nice blocker on the wall-lolling monk over there. However, horse archers should be able to secure this relic as well. 4th one is already on the way home. Yeah, Anatan is ahead. B is rushing Imperial, guys. Okay, that's actually disgusting. Against horse archers, it's really smart as well. Anatan, though, this is going to be a big hit. Villages, he needs to micro. Love that. He splits into 2 groups. The 2-for-1 special. And B, 0 reactions. The reaction speed of a goldfish. And all of a sudden, he's 9 behind. And that 1 strike was all he needed. GG gets called. Anatan takes the game.